welcome back to another video. We got some crazy clips, as always, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel, please. Let's get right into it.
I'm addicted to smelling my dad's underwear. Most I can go without sniffing my dad's underwear. It would have to be maybe 25 minutes, and then I start to not feel normal.
29-year-old hairstylist Anissa grew up with her father after her parents divorced when she was 9, and that instability left her carrying a deep sense of anxiety from a very young age. Then one day, at 14, she accidentally caught a whiff of her father's worn underwear, and something about that scent instantly calmed her down. That one moment turned into 15 years. She began secretly collecting her father's underwear, hiding them in different spots around the house, and even tying them to her face while she was at work. If she went more than 10 minutes without it, the anxiety would creep right back in. Her ex-boyfriend's clothes never had the same effect. That specific scent had become her go-to coping mechanism, the one thing that took the edge off. She never had the courage to tell her dad, and only her sister and one close friend knew the truth. To avoid getting caught, she would quietly buy her father new underwear to replace what she'd taken. For over a decade, the weight of that secret was suffocating. With encouragement from her best friend, Anissa finally decided to come clean to her father. He was stunned and confused, and felt that his daughter's behavior was something she needed professional help for.
Tying them to her face while she's at work? What kind of job does she have where she could walk around with underwear on her face? And the dad better lock his door at night, because sooner or later she's coming for the source. That's just weird on another level.
See someone collecting elephant poop, and your first thought is probably, what is going on here? But this isn't waste. This is actually one of the most expensive coffees in the world. It's called black ivory coffee. It starts inside an elephant. Here's how it works. Elephants are fed ripe coffee cherries. As those beans pass through the elephant's digestive system, something interesting happens. Natural enzymes break down the harsh proteins that usually make coffee taste bitter. And because elephants digest slowly, the beans stay inside longer, which makes the process even more effective. So instead of ruining the beans, the process actually improves them. After that, the beans are collected, carefully cleaned, dried, and then roasted like normal coffee. And the result? A cup that's incredibly smooth. But here's why it's so expensive. Not every bean survives the process. Production is extremely limited. That's why it can cost around $80 for just one cup. And compared to regular coffee, it might look strange at first. But sometimes, value comes from the most unexpected places.
Yeah, an elephant's ass. I've heard about the Kopu Luwak coffee. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Which is some animal in Asia that they make coffee from its shit too. But I've never heard of elephant coffee. And my question is, how did they come up with it? Like, who was the first person that thought it was a good idea? Some guy woke up one morning and decided to make coffee from elephant shit. You just gotta give it a fancy name and people will buy it. Special kind of people.
We have captured one of the most scariest videos ever today. I'm still a bit shaken. And this is what my camera caught of my dad.
It's cold. You're roasting. What are you on about? Got a headache as well. A really bad one. Freezing. I'm really chilly. I'm roasting. You right? Yeah, head. You alright? Dad? 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 Oh my god. Dad? Dad? Yeah! The head.
What are you doing? What have you done that?
Headache.
Why have you just shouted that at me?
I shouted, stop shouting, I got a headache.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
I haven't shouted.
Yes you have, you just shouted get out.
I haven't.
And your face looks so different.
It's gone now.
What are you doing? Why have you just done that?
I haven't done anything.
This things are all over the floor.
I haven't touched them.
Your face looks so different. What the f did you just do?
Why do British people sound so nice when they speak to each other, even in moments like this? That was actually kind of creepy. Definitely fake, but one of the better fake ones I've seen. Oh god, that's so satisfying. I hope that's real. I really hope that's real.
So not too long ago, this guy was rushed to the hospital after he woke up and noticed that his entire body was turning blue from head to toe. The second he arrived, he was immediately taken to see a doctor and put on oxygen because they genuinely thought he wasn't gonna make it. Shortly after though, the doctor wiped his arm, the blue came off, and that's when they realized that he was turning blue because of the dye in his new blue bed sheets. Apparently he didn't wash them after buying them. The craziest part is that the doctors even told him that they had never seen someone that color who was still alive. I can't imagine the relief he must have felt when he realized he wasn't dying.
I don't know how you don't put the two and two together. You got a new bed sheet that's blue. You wake up blue after sleeping in it for the first time. Did he not even notice that the unexposed parts of his body weren't blue? Like his legs under the underwear or something? Or try to wash off the blue at least? There's just so many things I would try or check before panicking like that and rushing to the ER.
Yeah, see, after the files and Diddy allegations, listen, I'm not going for none of that. You know what I'm saying? This right here, clearly a camera's watching you and taking pictures, bro.
You know, I was always sketched out by those little circles on the automatic flushing toilets in public bathrooms. I don't even know how the companies that made them didn't think like, yeah, that definitely looks like a hidden camera. Maybe we should redesign it. So I always show them the middle finger before using the bathroom, just in case someone's watching.
Do you know what the vest is made of when you go to the doctor and you get an X-ray scan? The vest that they put over you to protect your organs? It's made of lead, because lead is one of the most dense materials on Earth, and it's very, very difficult for any sort of electromagnetic frequencies to go through it. So this makes you think, why did they ban lead paint? We're being told that a bunch of children were eating paint chips off of the windowsill, and it was giving them brain problems and stuff, because of course lead is a neurotoxin. But does that really make sense? Do you really think kids are dumb enough to go around and eat paint chips off of the windowsill? I think it is so that they can very easily surveil us with all of these Starlink satellites, all of the cell phone towers that we see everywhere. And when you have your little robot in your house that's going around cleaning up your mess for you, it's essentially making a three-dimensional map of your entire house. And then of course the little Temu robot is sending that right back to China. So people in China know exactly what your house looks like, exactly when you make your dinner, when you go to bed, but I made this video for entertainment purposes only.
Okay, so why would they ban lead pipes then? And plus, what purpose would it serve for anyone to have my house mapped out? Plus, instead of doing all that, they can just search up what the inside of most houses looks like on Zillow or any other site like that. And I actually recently watched a video that said how the Wi-Fi signal is used to see through walls, and they could easily map out a house with just the Wi-Fi signal.
Wild theories about the Blue Origin spaceflight are running rampant, and I've gathered every single one of them right here to bring you the truth. Because if you watch the live footage closely, you're gonna see it too. As you may know, 6 women, including Katy Perry, went to space to promote space tourism for Jeff Bezos' space company, Blue Origin, among whom was Jeffrey's own fiance for some reason. And skeptics are calling bullshit. It was all staged and it never happened. This is why. So what a coincidence, there's no camera footage inside the capsule during takeoff, because they never even launched. Now they get to space and start floating around, which is obviously a green screen, and they're just falling really fast to achieve the 0G, like those reduced gravity aircraft vomit comets that nosedive to simulate no gravity. Their entire journey, start to finish, was only 11 minutes. Meanwhile, real astronauts take up to 4 hours to get to the ISS, and only 4 of those minutes were actually in space, but they somehow managed to film all of this footage in that short amount of time. When they come back down, the landing looks brutal. Like, look at that massive cloud of dust. How did no one get hurt? And don't these things usually land in water? Also, the pod is somehow in pristine condition despite having fallen from space, which would normally burn it to a crisp like we see with NASA and SpaceX capsules.
I don't really think it was bullshit, but I do think they hyped it up way too much to be something that it wasn't. All they basically did is just a higher parabolic flight. Like those arched flights where the passengers are meant to feel zero gravity for like 30 seconds during the peak of the arch as they fall with the plane. Except they did it on a rocket instead of a plane, and suddenly they all became astronauts.
So now you're telling me that there's an underground city below Los Angeles that's been there for God knows how long, called Subtropolis? I've never heard of such a thing, but I just saw a video today, and now my mind is blown because I've been obsessing over the fires and all the random information that I'm getting from people that live there, from the news, from TikTok. A lot of things, in my mind, don't add up with these fires. So there's an underground city. And the video, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, find the video now. It's called, it was called Subtropolis. It was giving Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, you're gonna find some dark government secrets.
Subtropolis is under Kansas City, Missouri, not LA. And it's something like 55 million square feet, and is basically just used for warehouses. It's not a city. It wouldn't even make sense to have a city under LA if most people don't know about it and don't have any access to it. If I'm not mistaken, LA just has a bunch of tunnels under it, with some being from the Prohibition era, through which they used to smuggle alcohol. And that's about it.
They're messing with time. I mean actual physical time. I wear movement watches most of the time, meaning it doesn't need to be set, doesn't need batteries, anything like that. But I also do rock regular analog watches. Now, my watches weren't matching the time on my phone or my car or any digital time, right? So I was resetting them for a while. Now, currently my movement watches are way off. But a week ago, I went and put a brand new battery in one of my just regular wristwatches that, again, analog, not digital. And I want to show you guys something real quick. So that says what? 11:07, right? Both my phone and my car read 11:10. Now that is minutes of difference just in the last week alone. What is the purpose of them speeding up time? Honestly, I have no idea, but it's very fascinating. You can do this at home on your own and check this out. And I think it's about time we just start going with sun comes up and sun comes down.
Bro, if both your phone and your car are saying the same time, but your analog watch is running behind, I would probably sooner come to the conclusion that the watch isn't working properly, rather than they are speeding up time.
So in this video, you can see me grabbing a lemon, right? I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half once more, right there. You can see me cut it, right? I go get a bag, okay? I grab the bag, I go back for the lemon, and I grab the lemon, and I touch it, and I'm like, why is it not cut in half? In my face, I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like inspecting it, I take it out of the bag, I grab this lemon, trying to see if I cut that one, I recut the lemon, because the lemon wasn't cut anymore. I'm freaking out because of...
Yeah, there wasn't a glitch. She just didn't cut it all the way through. And the sides of a lemon that has been partially cut can stick together. In fact, there is a video of a guy that has done this before. If I had a lemon, I'd do it. But let me try to find that video. Okay, so I did find the video. Didn't take me very long, but it's by one Dustin Dean. Here you go.
So I don't know if you guys seen this video before or not. I did. But this is the first time I see someone trying to explain how it happened. And I can see the logic, but I don't think she didn't cut it all the way through. When I slow the footage down of her cutting it, you can pretty clearly see that she basically sliced the knife on the table through the lemon, while that guy is barely even putting the knife halfway through it. This has got to be one of the most legit glitch in the Matrix videos that I've seen that hasn't been explained yet.
If you survive this haunted house, you get $20,000, but no one has ever made it to the end. McCamey Manor is not a quick buck. This is actually the most extreme, scariest haunted house in the world. You have to sign a 40-page waiver that says they can literally do anything to you except intentionally kill you. But they will torture you to the brink of death and you are consenting. And this place is technically a charity, and that's what makes it all legal. They'll pull your teeth out, pull your fingernails out, bury you alive, shave your head, and force you to eat your own hair. Use CIA-level torture methods on you. This is Russ McCamey, the fine Christian man that runs this show. He was originally doing it in California, but then they kind of kicked him out, and so now it's in Tennessee. Petitions were made to shut the manor down, but as of right now, it is still a thing, with a 10-year waiting list of over 25,000 people.
This is actually real. Unfortunately, I can't show you the site here on YouTube because it's so graphic, but I can show you the requirements to apply. So you gotta be 21 and above, or 18 to 20 with parents' approval. I don't know what parents would approve that. Completed a sports physical and doctor's letter stating that you're physically and mentally cleared. Pass a background check provided by MM. Be screened via Facebook FaceTime or phone. Proof of medical insurance. Signed a detailed 40-page waiver. And pass a portable drug test on the day of the show. You guys should Google it. He has videos of some of the experiences from there, and one of them being pulling out your teeth, without anesthesia obviously. I'm convinced he's a serial killer that found a way to live out his fantasy legally. I've never seen anything like this, and absolutely nobody's winning that 20 grand.
Bro, I need y'all to pay attention to this. Y'all about to see a mermaid swim over this guy. Nothing looks AI about any of this. There's a guy at the bottom of the ocean, chilling with the fishes. Now look. It's getting spooky out here, bruh. So y'all telling me that's AI right there. Y'all gonna tell me this is AI. AI detectives. I know y'all gonna get angry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be way more likely to believe something like that if it was a live stream of a guy leaving his house by himself, driving down to the ocean, gearing up to scuba dive, and then running into that in the middle of the ocean. But these short clips, they're just way too easy to fake, especially with AI. Though that could have easily just been a woman in a mermaid costume swimming by too.
Someone needs to go to jail for this. Seriously. How is it legal to put body embalming fluid in our shampoo? Watch this.
If your shampoo or body wash says DMDM Hydantone on the back, you are basically washing your hair with a slow-releasing embalming fluid. Cosmetic companies use this chemical as a cheap preservative to stop mold from growing in the bottle. But here is the horrifying part. When it mixes with water in your shower, it chemically breaks down and slowly releases formaldehyde gas directly into your scalp. Dermatologists have linked this exact chemical to severe allergic reactions, chemical burns, and massive unexplained hair loss. You are literally gassing your own hair follicles. Check your shampoo right now and throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I knew about this before. Check your shampoo and body wash, people, because if you're using some of the popular brands, odds are they have DMDM in them. Just stop using mainstream products. They always trying to save money at the cost of our health.
This is how one flight cancellation saved the lives of nearly 100 people. On February the 2nd, 2016, a man with an explosive device hidden in his laptop was scheduled to get on a flight from Somalia to Turkey. Sources revealed that he meticulously planned out precisely where to sit and what altitude to detonate the device to cause maximum damage. However, just before boarding, it was announced that his flight was cancelled, and everyone would have to get on a different plane. But a new flight meant new seating arrangements and a 1-hour delay. Regardless, he decided to still carry out his plan. And just 15 minutes after takeoff, the bomb detonated. But because the plane had not yet reached cruising altitude, the blast wasn't big enough to reach the fuel tank and trigger a second catastrophic explosion. Instead, the blast created a hole just big enough to suck the bomber out of the plane, and it minimized the damage to the point where the plane was safely able to land. And astonishingly, the only fatality recorded was the bomber himself. So next time your plane's delayed or something goes wrong, don't stress, because you never know. That mishap may have just saved your life.
Oh man, that's epic. Mission failed successfully. Isn't it great when scum like that ends up deleting themselves without hurting anyone in the process? Karma's a beautiful thing.
Hillary Clinton. What if it's far worse than you think? You guys remember John F. Kennedy Jr.? He was declared the frontrunner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed in the Atlantic Ocean. His rival, Hillary Clinton, became senator. Mary Mahoney was a White House intern. She knew enough about the inner workings of Bill Clinton's advances to be a key witness in the impeachment trials. She was brutally murdered at a Starbucks that she managed back in 1997. 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Marcy Park. He supposedly offed himself. Amongst a lengthy list of foul play, the bullet was never found. Then there was James McDougal, a key witness for the White House prosecutors. He was serving a 3-year sentence for bank fraud in Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was supposed to give his testimony before the grand jury, he suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement. 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef under Bill Clinton, joined the list. He was found at the bottom of a river, 2 miles away from a trail that he was reportedly hiking. Autopsy determined that he from accidental drowning, but he may have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic committee staffer Seth Rich was in D.C. in 2016. There was speculation that he was the source of the leaked emails sent allegedly by DNC staffers and may have been murdered in retaliation. Then there was Sean Lucas, lead attorney in the fraud case against the DNC. He was found on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home. His death was reported classified pending the results of an autopsy, and then the case went cold.
Wasn't there also some guy that she had a problem with whose body they found in a suitcase and ruled it as self-deletion somehow? I could be confusing it with someone else, but either way, Hillary don't play.
Fun fact. Rent-A-Human allows AI agents to rent humans to complete physical tasks in the real world that the AI can't do itself since it's stuck in a computer, and refers to itself as the meat space layer for AI. So far, over 600,000 people have signed up to be rented by AI agents. And there's 2 ways to be rented. Humans can either advertise a specific skill, like physically attending a meeting in Austin and then posting a summary of the meeting back into the AI, or the AI can post bounties, asking humans to complete specific tasks, like this AI agent that's trying to start a YouTube channel and needs humans to go out and film flag football videos on different continents. The platform was started by Alexander Leteplo. The platform claims over 5,000 bounties have already been completed, like a claw-powered robot that detected a fridge was running low on beer and rented a human to go out and pick up another case, and over 7,000 people applied for a $10 job of sending an AI agent a video of a human hand.
That's it. This is the end for us. I just looked at that site, and one AI agent is requesting a job from a human to promote the first AI religion. They got their own religion now. The description is saying humans were already hired to preach it in several cities too. We're so cooked.
So Lee County Sheriff Department reported early one Monday morning of a man soaking wet on the shoulder of the beach, drawing blueprints in the sand. He was severely dehydrated and very disoriented. And what he told these deputies was he was taken against his will by a pod of dolphins and forced to work underwater with them and build these cities. And they escorted him to a site that was 40 feet below the surface, where they needed help building structures. And what I find interesting is that he told the deputies that basically the dolphins communicated him through a series of clicks. Now, y'all know it is actually very illegal to communicate with dolphins. It is said that dolphins hold secrets of ancient secrets. And he basically said that the leader that was orchestrating this whole project name was Gerald, and that Gerald is what helped him breathe underwater. He said Gerald handled the breathing for him. He had drawn an elaborate blueprint in the sand when he had returned to surface. And the deputies described the blueprints to be a little concerning. It looked like cities, towns, condos. And the man basically said the dolphins were satisfied with his work, his 3-day work of underwater construction. So they sent him back and they'll be like, we'll be back to get you for phase 2, because they're not done there. And the crazy thing is, they sent him to the hospital and he was just dehydrated, but there was no trauma to the head. There was no signs that he was, delirium or anything. Like, there was nothing going on with his mental. And he has previously worked on deep sea technology projects. So it was like the dolphins knew that this man was a very experienced engineer that has worked in the deep sea.
Gerald the dolphin? Are you serious? This is what happens when you don't verify information you see in a TikTok video. First of all, that's about the dumbest thing I heard in a while. Kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build a city? Who would even believe something so stupid? First thing you see after typing it into Google, the Lee County Sheriff's Office confirmed the story is entirely fabricated, noting that the incident did not happen and the deputy named in the story does not even exist. The interesting thing that she said was that it is illegal to communicate with dolphin, and weirdly enough, that is actually true.
A famous Chinese celebrity recently caught a lot of attention after being spotted several times carrying what looked like a simple yellow plastic bag while attending important public events. At first glance, most people assumed it was just an ordinary plastic bag that he casually brought along. However, after taking a closer look, many people began to realize that the item he was carrying was actually far from ordinary. The bag turned out to be the Balenciaga Trash Bag Large Pouch, a unique fashion piece from the French luxury fashion house Balenciaga, priced at around $1,790. Even though it looks almost identical to a wrinkled garbage bag, the pouch is actually made from calfskin leather, a high-quality material that is extremely soft and glossy. The leather is specially designed to mimic the appearance and texture of plastic, which is what gives the bag its unusual look. Because of its surprising design, the bag quickly sparked a lot of reactions across the internet. Some people see it as a bold and creative fashion statement that challenges traditional ideas of luxury fashion. Meanwhile, others think the design is simply too strange and hard to understand for an item that costs nearly $2,000.
Wow, I didn't know I was that high fashion. I got like 20 of them in different colors in my kitchen drawer. Nah, but seriously, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse with their tape bracelet and their garbage bag for $2K, they did it again. Who approves these ideas? Nah, better yet, who buys this shit? I'm really curious how many they sold. Plastic bag for almost $2,000? We're basically living in idiocracy at this point. Great movie, by the way. Well, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You could also check out the most recent video or the whole playlist. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.